College is about living and learning. From academics to friends, Greek life to campus ministries, experiencing life to the fullest. Chronicling the times of Northwestern State University, this is Demon Life.
Hello and welcome to Demon Life. My name is Angelica Katoon and this is Demon Life. On this segment of Demon Life, we'll be speaking with special guest Wade Williams about the new Louisiana Hall of Fame. So what is your role as you work in the Louisiana Hall of Fame?
Well, I'm the operations assistant at the foundation office downtown on Front Street, Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame. That's where we get in touch with all of our inductees, handle all of our mail-outs and things like that, and make sure everything's set up for the big induction weekend that will be at the end of this, the end of June this summer. So. Okay,
and so what should participants, be preparing themselves to see at this Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame?
Are you talking about the museum or the induction?
The induction or the museum, whichever.
Well, the museum and the induction, the museum actually opens the same weekend as induction weekend, so we're very, very excited about that. As far as the induction, we have several very, very exciting inductees. One of the best classes we have, and we always have a great inductee class, but some huge names, just to name a few, and the biggest, Shaquille O'Neal will be inducted this year, Irvin Johnson as well. James Jones, who was Jimmy Jones was an outstanding athlete at Grambling State University and played in the American Basketball Association after that. So those guys will be there, and those are some great basketball athletes, obviously, that'll be talking and about their careers and just celebrating their careers as inductees in the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame and the impact that they've had in this state. And that's kind of what we look forward to with the induction banquet, having those inductees come up and speak and just talk to that audience. And we have a great meal there, of course, and it's just a very high-class event and a silent auction. Some great things that go on with that weekend as well. There's a golf tournament, and there'll be an autograph signing for kids one day. So it's just a really, really exciting thing. Now, as far as the museum goes, I've been in it a couple times, and I think the most recent one, I think I went in 2 weeks ago. The bulk of the museum is done. The inside of the building, as you drive by, you can see that the construction is completed. They're in the process now of filling that in, but just speaking on what you can expect to see when you move into the museum, it is just and this is coming from a guy who doesn't know architecture very well, but from both guys like myself and the architects that I've been in touch with while we walked around the museum, it is a work of art. It really is, and it's a beautiful building, and I think people are going to be really impressed just with the architecture alone, and that's before any of the inductees things will go in there, memorabilia of sports and different things from Louisiana.
Okay, so how does the induction work? How do athletes get inducted in?
Well, I think the question you're asking is how are inductees selected for our induction?
Yes.
Okay. Well, what happens is you have your very, very prominent sports members, guys who are extremely good at their event or their sport will collaborate or give me a moment. Just kind of group everything together that their accomplishments, and they submit those to a sports writer in Louisiana, and then those sports writers come together as a committee, and they always every year they have a list of names, and it's normally pretty large, and they work through those names and they narrow it down to about 8 or 9 people, and those are the inductees for that year. So every year it's a very, very it's an ongoing process, and it's a very, very meticulous process because they want to make sure that they get the appropriate people in place to be placed in the Hall of Fame.
Okay, so with that, so what other sports will be shown at the sports museum? I know in Louisiana, football is a very big sport. So what other sports will they have?
Well, there'll be every sport will be pretty much included there. Anything that's really native to Louisiana or something that Louisiana takes a lot of pride in. You mentioned football. We know that football is a huge part of culture down here. One of our inductees this year is Kevin Mawai, and he was a great player for several teams, the Jets, the Patriots, to name 2 of those. And we're really excited to have him be inducted. But football will be there, basketball will be there, all your basic sports, baseball, football, basketball, like I said, and then just where athletes really shine, volleyball, tennis, everything you can think of. Now, on the terms of museum, it's not just a sports museum. It'll also be a North Louisiana museum, and there'll be some features there that pertain to hunting and fishing that's, kind of represents North Louisiana as a home for many people, and as a pastime, the things that North Louisiana is really about and represents. Those will also be in the museum, and I really look forward to it going up and just the diversity of things from start to finish, being able to see and the way it represents Natchitoches, really.
You mentioned the golf tournament. What other activities will they have during the ceremony induction?
Well, the golf tournament is a one of the biggest ones we have. They'll have another thing I mentioned, was the autograph signing with the kids. I believe that is, I think that's the Saturday morning before the induction. There will be an autograph session set up in Prather Coliseum, and kids will be able to come in and get autographs from the various inductees that are all there. And then there'll be inductees from past years, as many as we can get to be available so that those kids have something special. And that's our plans right now for that Saturday morning is one of our big things, and something to kind of reach out to the kids of the community. The golf tournament is Friday, and then Thursday night, when the inductees arrive, there's a press conference. Now that's kind of a VIP media exclusive event. And then the following night, there's a reception after that event as well. And then there's just a lot of great things that go on that weekend. It's just really, really exciting to be able to share that with Natchitoches and the rest of the state of Louisiana.
Now, is there a website for people to go to so they can get more information on?
Absolutely. The Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame, we have a website, and it's lasportshall.com. And it has all of our inductees there. It has information on the museum opening and things like that. It has ways for people to donate. It also has ways for people to access our full sponsorship menu, which has information on how to attend the induction ceremony, how to be a part of the different events that goes on during Induction Weekend, and that's all online at lasportshall.com.
Okay. It sounds like it's going to be a fun-filled induction ceremony. It sounds like you're very wired into it, and you sound excited about it. Are you expected to be in the Hall of Fame one day?
No, I don't think so. That'd be great, but no. The athletes that we have in the Hall of Fame, I mean, if you read some of the bios of these guys or these men and women, it's just outstanding the kind of accomplishments they have, and just an incredible amount of excitement to read those things in their stories. I mean, because you have guys that are, that played football way, 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 way long ago, when they were wearing leather helmets and things like that, and you get to read their life stories and the way they perceived sports and how they acted and conducted themselves. And then a personal thing for me is I get to contact those people and talk to them today and get information and talk to them and see if they can attend certain events, and I get to meet them on a personal level. And it's all these great athletes from, really the beginning of sports in Louisiana onward, and it's the best of the best.
Okay, that's great. So if you could give a little background on yourself, like how you got involved with the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame. And
Well, one of our chairmen, Doug Ireland, we had a relationship through my football days back here at NSU, which go Demons, but through that relationship, I was looking for something to do while I'm finishing up my master's, and knowing Doug, there was an opening there, and I was interested in sports. I've always been interested in Louisiana sports, and helping to move the foundation along was a perfect fit for me. And since then, I've had a great time, just working with him, and always have been very appreciative of his input in the job. And then my CEO, Lisa Babin, who is an excellent, excellent supervisor, and really helps push me along and get me to do everything I need to get done. So this is two great people that have been very open and very helpful to me. Helpful to me while I finish up school, and and look for something to help financially and as well as educationally.
So before we leave, if you could just give us those, dates and the website again, so people can know and be prepared to have a fun-filled weekend.
Well, the induction weekend it's the weekend of June the 28th, and it's that Friday or the Thursday night is the press conference. That's Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. There's something going on each and every one of those days, and we offer sponsorship menus and things like that for those, for people to attend each and every one of those. I'm trying to remember your question. I'm sorry.
And the website they can
Oh,
go
and
to
the
for more
website. I'm
information?
sorry. LASportshall.com. LA, Louisiana, sports with an S, hall.com. And I think it's in the top right corner of that site. There'll be information, and there's a link there you can click for museum information as well as sponsorship information.
Well, thank you for coming out.
Well, thanks for
It's
having
a
me.
pleasure meeting you. This is Angelica Katoon with Demon Life. Y'all have a good day.